ब्रह्मचर्यव्रती दंडी सर्ववेदांत पंडित श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. The next in the self-improvement yogic techniques according to Patanjali's directions is the dharana, that is, holding the mind to certain points, forcing the mind to feel a particular idea or centering it in our, say, heart or between the eyebrows, like that. Now that we know the mind has stopped entertaining the sensual instincts, what do we do with the mind? The mind has to be kept in a very safe place and used for the wonderful work for which it is intended. So our lakshya is to explore the truth leading to self-realization. So this mind has to be fixed somewhere, and that is dharana. When the chitta or the mind stuff is confined and limited to any particular point, that is called as the dharana. Dharana can be of various sorts, and at that time, to keep the mind engaged in a particular position, we can have some imagination, sort of. So we can think of God, we can think of the lotus heart, or we can think of a light in our heart, something like that. How to go about it? The mind should be made to think of one point in the heart. This is very difficult. An easier way is to imagine a lotus there. Hridaya kamala madhye rajitam. We can put our Ishtadevata on that lotus in our heart. The lotus is full of light, effulgent light. Put the mind there. Or you can think of the lotus in the brain, full of light, or of the different centers in the Sushumna center, Ida, Pingala, in between the Sushumna. So somewhere in any of those chakras we can think of the lotus. The yogi must always practice. Constant practice is a must, because now we have decided we want to explore that great truth. We have to realize this self, then we have to practice. So when we start doing all these exercises, automatically we will be benefited in many ways. So Swamiji says the temperament will be better. That we have seen people who come to learn yoga, after some time they themselves will come and say, my temperament is much better, health better, sound health will be one of the first signs, and in addition a beautiful voice. Your voice will be more and more Shruti Madhura. We have heard Swami Vivekananda had such a wonderful voice. In its volume, in its content, in its sweetness, it was a marvelous voice he had. That is what we hear. So, all that is a result of this inner control. Defects in the voice will be changed. And as we start going deeper and deeper into the practice, many more benefits will come to the practitioner. As the organs get finer, the perceptions get finer. These are the stages through which we have to pass, and all those who persevere will succeed. At this point he says, when you are passing through these self-experiments, never engage in unnecessary argumentations, unnecessary quarrels, unnecessary chatting. All that should stop. You should become more and more calm. That calmness should be your very nature, because we are going into the subtler planes. From the mundane, our mind is trekking towards the subtler planes. So all the unwanted things have to be got rid of. So at this point, a beautiful example is used by our teachers, the story of an oyster. Oyster is usually seen in the sea, and it is said when the swarthy star is on the ascendant, all the oysters will come up to the surface of the ocean, and they will wait there for some raindrops to fall unto them. So that drop they will carry and make it into a pearl. Oysters know this, so they come to the surface when the star shines and wait to catch the precious raindrop. When the drop falls into them, quickly the oysters close their shells and dive down to the bottom of the sea, and there to patiently develop the drop into the pearl. We should be like that. First hear, then understand, and then, leaving all distractions, shut our minds to outside influences and devote ourselves to developing the truth within you. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. In Vedanta it is said like that. First you hear, then you think about it, and try to make it part of your very personality itself. Be and make. And very soon we will be taking up the role of Guru. So this is how we will have to develop the capacity to devote our thoughts without any distractions from the outside, concentrated on the revelation of the truth. So Swamiji says, take up one idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream it, live on that idea, full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success, and this is the way great spiritual giants are produced. The others are all, they will talk about great truth, but they will not be great teachers. Their words may not carry the conviction. So a little bit of practice, whatever you are going to talk or teach, a little bit of practice is necessary so that our words will carry at least some amount of truth or self-understanding in that. So pratyahara and dharana are the two techniques by which we can fix within ourselves that our efforts are going to be centralized. No more distraction for us. Now the ascent is going to be very steep. Pratyahara, dharana. Next will come dhyana and samadhi. So that ascent is very steep. So to get on to that steep ascent, we have to be very firm in our mind, in our practice.